Okay, I'm going to show you how to brew beer in just a couple of pots. Nothing else. On a stove. Alright, I modified this pot, but you don't have to. Just a regular old stock pot. Got the water heating up in there. Strike water. 4 gallons. I got a thermometer here I'm reading. Waiting for it to get to 160 degrees. My other pot here, which is 2 gallons in it, is my sparge water, which I'm going to let boil. Over here, I got my cooling system, which you don't really need. You can just let it sit in an ice bath. I got my grains, my hops, and my bags from the Home Depot, 5 gallons. And we're going to do this just at home, real quick and simple. Brewing should not be scary. Look, I'm not going to use my mash tun. I could, but I decided to do it this way just to show everyone that you can just brew simply at stovetop at home. We're going to do 5 gallons right here. Right. Okay, here we are. Got our strike water is just about there, 163. I got the bag. It's wrapped up in there just perfectly, as you can see. Where'd it go? Temperature. Alright, strike water's at 162, 163. It's perfect. Gonna move this over to the table so I can put the grains in it now. Now we're gonna start the mash. And hopefully this settles at 155. I'm just gonna dump the rest in there. Hold on. So I just dumped the rest in there. It'll be fine. Look at that. One pot. One shot, one kill, one pot, nah. No, nothing special. Everyone's got this at home. You gotta make sure everything is broken up in there. All the grains, there's no clumps because it likes to get clumpy. Give it a good mix. Good mix. Okay. Now I'm gonna go get the top. No worries, we want to be at 155, but if we're above it, we just add some cold water, and if we're below it, I have a little bit of boiling water going to add to it, but I think, let me see, it's right on the money. 155. Alright, so we're just going to leave it there now for 1 hour. Alright. See you then. Okay, it's been mashing for 1 hour, and during that hour I ran some errands, went to the store. Just let it sit, do its thing. It can be a little over, a little under, it's okay. Now we're going to pull the bag out. Then I'm going to set the bag in there. Just pull it out, let it drip for a while. Now it's just sitting on that colander there, and I like to let it sit for about 10 minutes. So we're going to give it about 10 minutes. We'll come back to it. Alright, now we're going to rinse them. Rinsing the grains, also called sparging. Right in here, there's a bunch of hot water in there. I'm just going to put the bag in there, let it sit. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to let it just stir it in there, just like the mash. I'm going to sparge it. So meanwhile, in the boil, you're gonna add these hops. I got golden. You can use any hops. Half in the beginning of the boil and half at the end, and that's it. Well, I've added both my additions of hops through this bag. I'm gonna pull the bag out, and all the crud's gonna come with it. And you can actually just let this sit overnight and cool on its own, or you can put it in an ice bath to kind of get it going. It's best to put it in maybe some water to bring it down to about 100 degrees, and then put it in your carboy so it doesn't melt it or anything like that in your bucket, and then let that sit overnight, and then you can put your yeast in there. I have a cooling system that I'm going to use. I'm going to get it down to the right temperature in about 15 minutes, but you can just let it sit overnight. As long as the lid is on it and it's in a sterile environment, it should be fine. You should always try to get a cooling system, but if you don't have one, you can do that. And I'm going to pitch some yeast